Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the January Forum. We'll open up by, for those of you that are able to stand, please stand with me and we'll do the pledge. Before we do that, this is a picture of Winter Storm Cora. A lot of us stayed Friday night. This is Saturday evening at my home. We had a fire pit and my wife felt like s'mores, so we had s'mores. She had s'mores. But around the fire pit, there was a ring of ice still, and it didn't end up melting that night because it was chilly out still, but it was pretty neat. But please join me in the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. You may be seated. So here's our agenda for today. Chaplain Duke will be coming up in a moment, and then we'll have some special guest speakers. We do have our Regional Director of Rehab Services that will follow Chaplain Duke, and then we'll go through some of our normal updates. Chaplain Duke, if you'd come up, please.
Good afternoon, everybody. Good to see you. Liberty and justice for all. Amen. Wow. You know what all means in the Greek? It means all. It's amazing, isn't it? Let's pray this afternoon that all of us and all humanity would know a sense of God's liberty and justice. Let's pray. God, we thank you for the gift of community and the life that we have together. And we know that it is only in our surrender and deference to you and one another that this life is truly good. Give us the courage to live those kinds of lives where we bear witness to your liberty and your justice that is as you have declared for all. We pray in your name. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Duke. We won't be asking for questions after each presentation just because we've got a ton of information to share with you in the hour that we have. But I'd like to welcome up Nancy Mills, our Regional Director of Rehab, who has a great presentation for us.
Scott. Well, hello, everyone. So for those of you, let's see, I'm just going to talk about myself for a second. So I'm the Regional Director of Rehab for the Mid-South. I've had the privilege of working for ACTS for the last 6 years. I tell my husband all the time, I don't feel like I work. That's how much I love working for ACTS and the things that I'm doing. So I'm excited that I can be here today. Everybody can hear me okay? Mm-hmm. All right, good deal. Okay. All right, so some of you see on this slide, aging with a line through it, thriving in place, the ACTS vision for all residents. So I'm gonna welcome you to this presentation. Note that, I did cross out aging and changed it to thriving. And that aging, when we say aging, doesn't that sound kind of stagnant, right? Like you're just sitting there at home, aging passively, right? Not doing much. So in fact, I'd like to change the word aging, this whole thing. Let's just drop out the word aging and replace it with thriving, right? How many of y'all have had your Thrive screen? All right, excellent. So, I still don't think we have it quite right? How about if we change it to thriving in exciting places? I think that's more like it. Exciting places is much more appropriate for the vision that ACTS has for their residents. So you likely will remember the big hit by Sonny and Cher, called I Got You, Babe. Who remembers that song? Right. So this is from 1965. I have to say I wasn't born yet. I'm just a baby, not. But let's listen to this song. This was just, it's going to bring back some memories. We'll listen to it for a little bit, about 20 seconds. You turn it up.
Then put your little hand in mine. There ain't no hill or mountain we can't climb. Babe, I got you, babe.
Oh yeah, let me hear you sing it.
I got you, babe.
I love it, love it. So this song, what made this song so special was the heartfelt interaction between Sonny and Cher, right? When you hear that song, you think of those two. In fact, the song has been covered by many artists, but there's always two people singing that song to each other. We at Acts think the same way. We've got you, right? But we want you to do your part. We want you to sing your part. So what can we do? We're going to talk about what you can do to do your part as far as thriving in exciting places. First, I want to talk about just the overall goal of Acts and get a deeper understanding of the vision that we have when it comes to our lifespan, right? Our health span, our wealth span, and our joy span, right? A person's health span defined as years with freedom from disease, right? So staying healthy is obviously very important to us, right? We think of this in terms of how we eat and sleep and move and so forth. But we want to live a long life free of disease. Everybody want that, right? We want free from disease. So we think of it in a multifaceted optimal state, right? We really want to move from lifespan to health span to wealth span to joy span. So when we think about joy, right, the goal of Acts is to facilitate that matching trajectory of lifespan, health span, wealth span, and joy. So we want to do all of these things. We've got you, right, but you have to join us on stage for it to fully work. Very similar to Sonny and Cher, right? So I'm going to talk about today, I'm going to describe 4 key areas. And it's these areas that help us take more of a proactive approach to our care, right? In caring for ourselves. What is restore, compensate, and adapt? What does that mean? A team effort. You have a fantastic team here at Lanier Village. And what is that team doing? And then we want to enhance your just entire well-being experience. So let's start talking about a proactive approach. How is Acts taking a proactive approach to help our residents thrive in exciting places? Since my area of leadership is more rehab and fitness, I'm going to talk about those things. What are we doing in rehab and fitness and taking that proactive approach? So the first thing is we have this fitness forward model. Everybody familiar that we moved fitness to rehab as a 5th discipline? Everybody remember that when we did that back in 23? So I'm going to talk about why we did that. Also, we have a great team, and part of our team is our primary care nurse practitioners. So I want to talk about what their role is in this. And then our Thrive screens. So it was good to see that many of you have done your Thrive screens. That's great. If you have friends that haven't done them yet, hopefully at the end of this presentation, you'll reach out to them and encourage. And then what is a fitness assessment? How many of you all have done a fitness assessment? So not as many. So we're going to talk about what that is. So, number one, let's start with the fitness forward model. So, if we think about fitness, moving to a fitness forward model, the traditional hospitality model, and then the fitness forward. So, what did we do as far as a traditional hospitality model? Like doing for the resident, right? We want to continue. Oops, I'm sorry. Oh, I lost my presentation notes. Somebody help. I'm going to keep talking if somebody can come help me. So doing for the resident, we want to keep doing for you, but we also want to teach you how to, we want to empower you, right? And we're going to do that through our resources, through our Thrive Screen, our Fitness Forward model. The traditional model focuses on ability to transition through the levels, right? Moving from independent living to assisted living and into Willowbrook Court into skilled nursing. We really don't want that to happen. What do we want? ACTS wants you to thrive in place. We want you to be able to remain vibrant in your independent living. Also, a traditional model, that's good. Oh, no, that's not good. Rehab focus is illnesses and injury. So that's a traditional model. We focus on our injuries, right? But our fitness forward model is more about early intervention and prevention. I can't tell you how much research is out there now that supports you can do anything at any age to prevent disease from impacting your function. You can. The research supports it, and that's kind of where our model is headed. And then finally, traditionally, we've always think of fitness as, it seems like activities are doing something, right, or something to do. And fitness is seen with ACTS in this fitness forward model as a vital component of your well-being, okay? So the next thing, so we talked about the fitness forward model. That's where we're headed. We want to be proactive and take that model. Our nurse practitioners, the second approach to help us be proactive is that we have a very vibrant nurse practitioner program. Almost every community has at least one nurse practitioner, right? And what does it allow for? It allows for us to have our needs met, our medical and health needs met, and they're part of our team, right? An interdisciplinary team, and they take that proactive approach. How many of you have had an annual well check? Okay, good, yeah. So consider having your ACTS nurse practitioner be your primary care provider. It's so convenient, and they have such knowledge and skill, and they have that fitness forward, that well-being approach to care as well. The benefits, I'm not going to name them all. You can read what's on the slide, but we really want to take, just like they do, this whole holistic approach to care, and we want to make sure that our communities, continuing care retirement communities, they add such significant value and enhance our quality of life. So I encourage you all, if this is something that hasn't happened for you, that you visit with Angelique. So the third proactive approach, right, in ACTS' vision of thriving in exciting places is Thrive Screens from rehab, right? What do these do? They help you determine how well you're aging. And if you're at risk of decline now, are we afraid that we're going to decline? Do we sometimes kind of avoid going to the doctor, going to see maybe Angelique, or going to see rehab because we're worried about what they're going to find? And if they find it, then that's it. I'm toast. I'm going to be put in Willowbrook Court, and that's it. No, that's not what we do. Thrive Screens help determine where you might be at risk so we can get in front of it, right? We don't want to wait till you fall or wait till something happens to you. And so the Thrive Screens, very similar to going to your annual well check, going to see a PCP, They do blood work. Well, what we do is that we do these assessments, these screens. They're very quick, and they really do give you insight. You know, if you may be in the normal range, right? But don't you want to challenge that and even be better? So that's one reason why you would want to go and look and be a part of these Thrive screens. So, Sherry, come on up. I'm gonna do one test. There's several areas at risk, but I'm gonna show you one of them. This is called the 5 times sit to stand test. And Sherry's gonna demonstrate. So this test is so simple, but you can tell a lot about your health, status, and risk of falls. So we're gonna show you a demo. She's got a 17-inch chair. Usually you have to have a 17-inch chair. So our tests are very specific as far as how we do them, right? And so she just show how you're gonna do the test. What are you gonna do? Did she use her arms? No. Nope. So basically, you're given, we want you to stand up without using your arms. And how long, right, it takes you to do this, and you do it how many times, Sherry? 5 times. Go ahead. 1, 2, 3. So she was below 11 seconds, which is a low risk, yeah. If you're in that 12 to 15 seconds, you're at risk for a fall. 16 or more seconds, you may even have trouble with not just getting up out of a chair, but maybe getting off the commode or getting out of a car. So this is a great measure to know if you're declining year by year. I'm done. So what would be, if you had trouble doing that, let's say you were in the lower risk, but you had trouble doing that. Maybe you had pain with that, or maybe your balance wasn't right. You can work with rehab and fitness to strengthen your legs to improve your balance. Why wouldn't you want to do that, right? Our Thrive screens, they're free. They're free for everyone. So it's medicine in a bottle. It really does help us determine what it predicts what the future is going to be for us. So doing well on this test can also empower you and gives you confidence. So you're doing your part in that duet, right? The next area of our proactive approach is fitness assessment. So we have expanded our fitness programming to include free fitness assessments for all residents. They're going to happen some tomorrow, I think, right? Right? Okay, so this assessment encompasses, so what's the difference? It has some components of Thrive, but it focuses more on what you can do day to day, right? So what's the best exercise? Somebody tell me, what's the best exercise? Walking. What else? Anything. Oh, I think I like you. The ones you'll actually do and enjoy. So anything, walking is good, right? But it's what you do. If you enjoy it, you're going to do it, right? Pickleball, I enjoy doing it. So now I'm really going to get into it. I'm going to learn the rules, right? Exercise is medicine. So there's no single best exercise, but the one that you actually will do is it. Smart man. So exercise impacts all those 4 spans that I talked about, right, at the beginning, right? So it impacts it in a way that exercise, those endorphins are released in your brain. It makes you feel happy. So it's not just fitness levels, but it's also about reducing your pain, sleeping better, your mood, less stress. Interesting, research shows that only 5% of community-dwelling adults engage in exercise that meets just the basic federal recommendations, right? Our mission is to help you reap the benefits of all of this through all of these different resources. So the last thing I'm going to talk about is restore, compensate, and adapt. So very quickly, restore means to correct the impairment permanently, right? Compensate, provide a replacement of the impairment, and then adapt. We change the environment. One of the things I would say is that too quickly we jump to compensate. How many of us, we fall and now we think we need a walker, right? Walkers are there for us, but there's so many other things that we can do before we have to get there, right? They may be temporary to keep you safe, but they shouldn't become part of your life, because we want to aim to restore. If we can restore you, you're more likely to stay in independent living and do all the things that you love to do. So I would encourage you to let your rehab team, your fitness, your nurse practitioner, that they help you with these long-term solutions, right? Restore first. Our other programs, so I'm just going to give you an overview real quick of the rehab specialty programs. Look at all these programs. I've been here for 6 years, and I've had the privilege to be a part of developing these. And it's amazing. Your therapists, they get yearly education and training to empower them to be able to empower you. So lots of good. If you see anything on here, you're thinking, I want to find out. This is a good time to reach out to your director of fitness and rehab. It takes a team effort. We have a community care coordination team, right? We get together as a team. We did the rehab fitness merge because we wanted to be more integrated and those support services. Just a little bit about the community care core team. So the purpose is to strive, this is an ACTS policy, it's to strive to respond to changes and needs of residents living in independent living in OBT. So it's a policy, and that's what we want to do is identify, and then we want to be able to restore and get you thriving excitingly in your independent living. You can see there's a lot of people a part of this coordination team, and it's how best we can serve you. Another thing, like I said, rehab fitness merge. Why did we combine? Some of you may be asking, why did we do this? Okay, well, we did it to provide better continuity and ongoing support, right? Coordinating a full continuum of services from recovery to prevention. We want to encourage residents to participate in those long enjoyment and benefits of exercise and sustain our outcomes. We want to ensure, right, receive the right services at the right time. So pulling it all together is so important. You're going to see you're in the middle. Helping you thrive in exciting places is a team effort, right? So I want to share that you're going to be in the middle, and there's going to be different times you're going to need us, right? It's not just this inevitable linear continuum, right? It's you in the middle, going back and forth, getting you back to that restore state. Has anybody heard about the Well-Being Project initiative? No? So this is the future. And why I'm talking about it is because rehab and fitness is immersed in this. So this is something that is being piloted at different communities right now, and hopefully soon it will be coming to Lanier. But the future of the well-being experiences, this is some exciting stuff, right? Body composition analysis, cognitive analysis, and then if we identify things that are normal or maybe impaired, we have now resources like this brain bank, cognitive reserve program, amazing, right? And then giving the resource of health and wellness coaching. So there'll be more information in the future that will be brought to you all about the well-being. So if I'm summarizing this, we are investing in resources to help you have that long lifespan, that health span, well span, and joy span. So what can you do? You got to do the first three. Annual visit with your NP, annual Thrive Screen with rehab, annual fitness assessment. Make sure that you do number 4 because you got to follow back up. And learn as much as you can about aging. How can you do that? This year we're going to have so many presentations about aging. I don't like aging, right? Thriving. That's what we wanted. Thriving in exciting places. So we're going to work together, right? Let's work together. It was such a pleasure to be here today to kind of give you an overview of what we are doing to improve and take a proactive approach to wellness. So thank you for having me. Next.
Chaplain Duke.
This will not be nearly as exciting, but it will be brief. I was once taught in preaching class, if you're not good, be short, then you'll be good. So I've tried to follow that advice. Just a few updates from spiritual life at LVE. First, some months for your review. This is a brain thrive screen. All right, what comes after March? Ministry highlights, not April. See, you thought it was April. Okay, we'll work this out next time, and fabulous. Okay. So, back to our regularly scheduled program. I'm not sure what happened with that. So, February 1st, February 1st, we will be having Kay Ann Massey's memorial service here. We anticipate a reception at 3 o'clock, the memorial service to start at 4, and then another reception at 5. Just wanted to let you know that because that's not our typical pattern here. So, beginning at 3 o'clock here, and then on February 8th, we anticipate, details need to be nailed down on Sunday, but this is 99% sure. Bob Pledger's memorial service on the 8th of February, and we still need to have a time for that. So, those are the two most pressing things that I have for you. Let's see. Everybody, I'm going to be shamelessly pushing this April 4th to 6th Spirituality of Aging Drazik series with Don Bizone coming in from New York to speak about the spirituality of aging. What are the inherent invitations to live a spiritual life as we age that we don't have access to earlier in life? So, April 4th through the 6th.
Chad, I've got other information here.
Just a minute. Instant Karnak, right?
February 11th is Practicing the Way. You want to share about that?
I was just going to mouth, but so our Lenten series, I'll keep that before you. You can look in the communications room out of the clubhouse, and you'll see sign-ups for Practicing the Way, Living Humbly, and Praying Our Goodbyes. Practicing the Way is full. We're now accepting a wait list. Praying Our Goodbyes, where is that? Do we know, Marie? We have 4, and you have room for 8. Is that correct? All right, so 4 more slots for Praying Our Goodbyes. And then Living Humbly, as I say at Vespers. I know none of you all have issues with living humbly, but you might have some friends. And so you might want to take the course on their behalf and then just tell them about it. So Carl Ferguson will be offering Living Humbly. That sign up is out there as well. So as best I can read that, it doesn't say planning for the end of life. That's a bit cataclysmic, isn't it? Not planning for the end of life, but end of life planning. This year, we will be doing an end-of-life planning seminar. We'll have a lawyer. This is going to sound like a joke, but it's true. We're going to have a lawyer, funeral home, and a lady from the hospice to talk, not from the hospital, to talk about advanced directives. And then the last episode will be myself talking about planning your memorial service, dying well, letting go, forgiveness, those sorts of things, what you want your dying event to look like. A lot of people don't think about this. They think that dying is just a biological event that happens, but there's a lot of things that you can do at the time you die that can make your death a witness and can honor your life story. So we'll be talking about all those things in the last of those 4 sessions, and that will be sometime in the fall. I already have the lawyer in place and the lady from the hospital, and I need to get the funeral home. So we're almost there, but there'll be more information about that. That is all that I think that I have, and I will turn it over to Julie now from sales.
Wow, I get to follow death. So, let's talk about living and aging. Speaking of aging, my foot is much better. You'll see me skipping around the building. I am so happy, but I did learn the other day, I'm like, wait a minute, they've stopped taking things out of my body. Now they're putting things back into my body. So, yes, I'm aging too, so. All right. So these are our new residents for January. Is Caroline in here? No? She's in the big house now. Yay, Carolyn. And then Frank and Shantha McDonald, they are now in Valley Hall Lane. So if you could get over there and say hey, very lovely couple. And then James and Barbara Weimer, some of you may have seen them last weekend. They're slowly moving in, but they'll be moved in completely by the end of the month. So very nice people. We are at 258 households waiting to move into LVE. We've had a few leave off the wait list just because they didn't want to wait anymore, so that's fine. These are our future events for the sales department. We did have our all aboard event yesterday. Unfortunately, because it was so cold, we didn't have as many come, which was disappointing, but I think some of the residents got to go and see the rooms, the ones that have not seen it yet. We handed out cookies and train whistles. So many people missed out, I'm telling you. And then we will have our 101 event next week, next Wednesday, and that's for the people that have not been here before, and so they'll come in for information and hopefully get on the wait list as well. In February, we're going to do a health panel event, and that's for future residents. People have not been here, but I'm also going to invite my people here, just if you want to watch the portion of it to see the health panel people. We'll be serving a luncheon afterward, but that will be for the people that have not been here before. But we will have brunch. If you're interested in coming to that, please let me know. Stop by the office. But it will be all of our nurse practitioners. So it'll be kind of go through the line of how you would progress at Lanier Village. And it's good to know to ask questions and get to know those individuals as well. And then Dr. Yemez is actually my podiatrist, and I'm going to have him come speak here. And it's actually quite interesting the way they do certain foot operations now. So it's interesting. We'll have a continental breakfast, but I'll let you know once I have the date for that, if you're interested in coming. I do need some volunteers if you're willing to show your home, give tours around the community for us. We have Ada Lou, she is our staple Vanna White of the building, and she helps us out. Or if you want to be a partner for meals, sometimes we'll have someone come in, and it's really nice to have someone paired up with them so they don't feel like they're just sitting by themselves. So if you're interested in doing any of those things, please stop by the office and I will sign you up. Okay, so it's always my last slide. I give a little information about me. Some of you know who I am and some of you don't. So today I want to talk to you about who my inspiration was, and this is my gram. This is Eula Waterman. She's a beautiful lady, but it's her. She is the reason why I'm in senior living. I cared for her for most of my life and her life, so she was my biggest inspiration. So if you really stop to think about the person that inspired you and why they inspired you, my favorite things were the little tidbits of knowledge she would give me on the regular, which I love. One was sweep your own porch. That means you don't talk trash about people. You keep your own business clean, which I like that. That's just respect. The other one is every crooked pot has a lid. And that would be for people that might have this random couple, you see, and they're like, how did they ever get together? But you won't ask. And my grandma would be like, well, every cricket pot has a lid, so.
I like that.
Her humor would be, I'm so broke I can't pay attention. I love that one as well. Or I'd say, I'm losing my patience with this person. And she'd say, oh no, honey, you have all your patience. You're just choosing not to use them. So, little wisdom there. And then her faith is what really got me through a lot in my life. And one thing is, I'd say, oh, I'm so worried about that. And she'd say, worrying will get you nowhere. So don't let it run space in your head. Trust God and let it go. So I would say my childhood was full because of her and all she taught me. And I also want to express to you, you guys, you residents, inspire us daily. Not only me, but the people that work here, because your stories, your humor, I want to know your history. You're the history keepers. So every time I come up, give you a hug, or ask, what did you do for a living? It's because I truly want to know. You have given us golden nuggets of knowledge, and we appreciate you for that. So when you think you're not doing anything for anyone, you're doing something every day to all these people. So thank you.
Next up, Stephen Anderson. I feel like I should game show host.
Good afternoon. You'll have to forgive me. I'm new to the slideshow, but I'm trying something new. Just a couple of quick things. Many of you are familiar that the landscape contract was up for renewal. Landscape management did take over the contract at the beginning of January. So far, I'm about 95% extremely happy with what they're doing. Of course, there's a few kinks we always have to work out. The replant for the West Cottages got done in December at the end of New Leaf's tenure. About 90% of it got done. I kind of held off on some of the stuff around the main campus area, the main building getting done, so we could focus on a lot of the cottage work getting done. And one of the other, well, I guess a couple of the other things, you have to pardon me for, I reallocated their I guess, labor force. So some of the leaf blowing may not have gotten done exactly when it was supposed to, and some of the pruning is going to be done also. So we'll catch up on that with landscape management. One of the new projects that they started right off the bat with was at the East Cottages. About 3 months ago, maybe, Scott and I did a survey with the East Cottage residents to try to get an idea on some of the things that they thought we should prioritize with the landscaping, things that didn't get done when they should have. And an entranceway to the Goldfinch was one of the, I guess, probably by far the most popular thing. So they got started on that. But right there at the mail kiosk, Special Projects was kind enough to help us out, but we put up a community bulletin board, and we also put a waste receptacle out right there for them. So that's a couple of the small things we did. And then right across the street there, when you turn on the Goldfinch Way, that's what it looked like previously. And then you can kind of see where they started creating the wall and made a little entrance way. So it's basically just kind of making a more defined entrance into the East Cottage. So you have the Mount Vernon entrance to LVE, and then you have a separate entrance into the East Cottage neighborhood. So it looks very nice. It's gonna get even better. There's gonna be some more that's completed. They got really cold this week, so they had to take some of the trees back, and they got some more flowers to plant and stuff. I'll get to that here in just a second. I wanted to touch base on the elevators real quick. The elevators have come up a couple times. A couple weeks ago when we had that little snow event, the generators kicked on for about 3 minutes when we had a small power outage on Friday night, and there was concern as to whether or not the elevators would work with the backup generators. They do. So you don't have to, if the generators are running, the power is out, the elevators do work, so you don't have to be nervous about getting an elevator with the generators running. One of the other concerns that's come up is the inspection stickers that are expired, that were due in October. Rest assured that was through no fault of Lanier Village's. There's kind of a story that goes back to the inspection that took place last year when they were filing the paperwork with that. The data entry clerk who put that in erased all of our permits. So when I went back about 6 weeks before the inspections were due to file for the inspections, our permits were not in the system. So then we had to go back and re-enter all those permits back into the system, which is a process. If you know anything about the state of Georgia, it doesn't move quickly. And now, of course, the inspections are scheduled, but they are way behind. But it is on this. Everything's documented. We're fine. There's nothing wrong there, other than it just looks bad on paper. We are scheduled for some remodifications that are going to be happening in the west building. There's some safety features in the doors that are going to be upgraded on the double elevators and the single elevators in the west building, and then the admin elevator as well as the freight elevator in the maintenance hallway are going to be completely remodeled. Those will start, the freight elevator will start first. That'll be the first one. It's going to take about 6 weeks to perform that remodel. So that admin elevator will be getting used quite a bit more while that one is shut down and getting remodeled. The other 3 door sensors at the double elevators and single elevator in west will happen at the same time. Most of you won't be affected at all by the remods for any reason. When one elevator is shut down, the rest will be running, so it really shouldn't affect service for any reason. But those parts have been ordered. There's about a 20-week lag on that, so we're probably 12 weeks away from that coming in and starting. That's it for the elevators. So safety came up about the same time we were getting prepared for the snowstorm. A resident came up and we were talking about safety, and they did not realize that Lanier Village actually has a safety committee. All of our department heads, and we have 2 non-department leaders that are members of this safety committee. We meet every month. Each department has a very thorough audit that we complete for different sections. Culinaries is quite thorough, as Chad's aware. Environmental services, the maintenance team. But we all have a role to play in keeping Lanier Village safe. We're very serious about it, as is corporate. Corporate comes in annually. They do a compliance and safety audit every year. Last year, Lanier Village finished at the top of the pack in all communities. We were number 1. We completed 96.25, I believe it was. So we finished first in all of ACTS, so we're very proud of that. I just wanted to make everybody aware that safety is a very important factor for all of us at ACTS. Some of the OSHA recordable numbers are very impressive. These are based off of 200,000 work hours. The national average is about 6.5 reportables per 200,000 work hours. And you can see the ACT's average is 3.1. Lanier Village is actually 2.95. So we had 400,000 labor hours last year, so we had 6 incidents total for all of last year. It's extremely low.
It's wonderful.
Fantastic numbers. That's really all I've got. I just wanted to touch base, let you guys know that we do take safety very seriously, and of course, if you ever have any concerns, please let us know. The best thing for safety is when you see something, gotta let somebody know so we can take care of it. I appreciate it. Chad, thank you very much.
Afternoon, everyone. As Stephen was saying, new process. Get this. First, I wanted to start by really giving maintenance a shout out. All those that kind of stayed during the snow time and that weekend, really helpful, but Stephen and his crew kept the whole property safe. The roads were better here than outside of what the main roads were, so thank you. You really killed it. Just also wanted to show kind of our focus for 2025. Number one, be fully staffed, focus on employee retention. We're close to being to that point, but to implement new things, to get better, you have to have a full team that you can rely on, get things done. So that's number one. Incorporate new beverage options. You know, iced tea and lemonade can only go so far, so we're trying to bring new options out on that. Continue to try new healthy options for our menus. Focus on quality and efficiency and maintain consistency each meal. Sometimes we hear that we have the best steak ever, and then sometimes I hear the complete opposite. So we have to be consistent. Improve on our Going Green program. Elevate Sunday brunches, holidays, and theme events. I did meet with all of our life engagement, marketing, and all our department heads on events throughout the year. We're trying to plan those for 2025, so we all coordinate and make events more memorable and really thrive throughout the year. Also, to continue to rotate menu items, we want to keep variety. We want you all bored with the items we have and improve efficiency and wait time in the bistro. With that, we'll be having new menu items that we're incorporating next week. We'll be posting those today on the link, and we'll have them posted downstairs, but just to improve variety and efficiency. So I did this last forum, and it seemed like a lot of people liked that to kind of show some numbers of what we do. So these are the numbers from December. So as you can see, a lot of people are using the buffet, 3,820 throughout the month of December. When we had the pizzas oven down, that number was a lot lower. Like I said, this month, number's 1 in basically items ordered. Caribbean salad up there, cheeseburgers, chicken tenders. It's nice to see. Also got a lot of requests to have this posted, which I'll do so. We're going to use that communication room to kind of have a lot more information about culinary and things we're doing. So that'll be posted this week as well. Open positions. So we have, like I said, be fully staffed. We have 2 line cook positions open, 2 prep cooks, 0 dishwashers fully staffed, servers fully staffed. Medical diets, we have 3 part-time available, and we have 3 offers made, and they're in the hiring process. And with that, we're creating a culture to really have sanitation workers, servers kind of learn prep cook positions, develop into line cooks. It's very hard to get skilled line cook positions in this field. So we are working, and it's really great. We're really close to being fully staffed, and I don't think that's ever happened as long as I've been here. So we're getting there. Love it. Let's see. And what we're doing to kind of create, like I said, we're creating a new environment where people can do growth, go to cook positions, supervisors, managers, different positions. I did reach out to Lanier College Career Academy. They have a culinary program that's there. I reached out, and I think we're going to partner. I'll be going to their school, kind of talking about what kind of hours we have here, the CCRC kind of culinary lifestyle. Hopefully by that way they learn about us, but also they're going to come and do some tours here. And maybe in the pathway we might get some people that are interested in a career path come work here. So excited that might turn out very well. Please ask for a supervisor. Comment cards help, but it's very hard to go back to a certain date, look at the schedule, look at the menu item, and try to figured out what happened. Asking for a supervisor, we can go to right there, that item, that issue, fix it. Also go to that employee where maybe it started at, or multiple employees, show them hands-on right then and there of what not to do or how to fix that problem or how to do better. I've had people in the past, say their salmon portion was too small. I took that dish, got a new one out very fast, but I was able to show that portion to the cook who made it. I'm like, next time you need to take it upon yourself to be sure it's the right portion. Imagine if you got it, would you want that? They're like, no, I don't think they're gonna do that again. So those kind of scenarios really do help us. I know it feels awkward sometimes to ask for a supervisor, but it really helps us. We have supervisors, at least 2 usually each shift, that can help out and make things happen and fix that issue right then and there. Of course, the goal is not to have any, but this helps. Going green, so we're still using the green reusable containers. We are ordering more next month, considerable amount more. That way, we'll hope that will continue the cycle. We'll have enough to have. I'm going to start tracking that, have the numbers for it. But please return those. They are dishwasher safe. Once you return them, then we wash them too to ensure they're safe and they're clean. But please return them. We use those daily, and we've been running out lately. And I've had a lot of requests for what they look like. It is a green container. We have 3 compartments, but we also have just a regular small compartment, and we have the ground soup bowls or ice cream bowls also. You can request those when you're ordering food at the POS and any of the venues. Also for ice cream or salad or anything, you can ask for the green reusables as well. All right, thank you for your time, and Angela Tipton, our nurse practitioner, is up next.
Thank you, Chad. Good afternoon. From the Wellness Department. I don't have a whole lot to cover today, other than reminding you about annual exams. Or annual reviews. Kim has put several reminders in your in-house mailboxes. If you get those in your mailbox, please contact Kim as soon as you can so she can get that scheduled. She's starting, this is January. She's got 500-ish to do. I think last year she completed 390 some odd annual reviews. That's a lot of work. So please contact her if you have received a reminder in your mailbox. Also, one more reminder about insurance cards. If you're coming to see me or Jody for an injection in the office, please remember to bring your insurance cards. It's a brand new year. Even if nothing changes, we need to scan those cards in every visit. That's to prevent billing errors on the other side. If you have a question about any bill that you receive from the nurse practitioner office, it'll be a line item on your monthly statement saying NP. If you think you have been billed incorrectly or something, if you have a question about something, come to the office and inquire about that. Vicki Westmoreland doesn't have anything to do with our charges and posting and those kind of things, so she can't really answer those questions. So certainly bring any questions you have regarding billing into our office. Let's see, what else? Messages for refills and phone notes, those kind of things. If you call the office and leave a message for one of the staff members or a refill for me to do, please allow 24 hours for me to get that done. The volume in the office is picking up. We're all busy, and that's typical for a healthcare practice, is a 24-hour turnaround. So if you would mind giving me that grace for 24 hours. Also, a little nurse practitioner trivia. I was sitting and looking at my phone a little earlier after I sat down on my LinkedIn site. The America's first nurse practitioner, the founder of the nurse practitioner career or job, passed away today at 105. Her name was Dr. Loretta Ford. And I actually met her this past summer in June when I went to the conference in Nashville. So she was present. She tried to go to every AANP convention that there was. So I thought that was, 105 is a long-lived life, and she founded my profession. So I'm thankful and grateful for her. So, all right, I will pass this on to the next person, and forgive my technology. I'm not sure how to switch
Down
the
arrow,
slide.
down arrow.
Down arrow. Anyway, it's Tammy.
It's Tammy.
There, I did it. I didn't have to do all this presentation stuff in school. PowerPoint wasn't a thing.
Well, I think you did a great job. Hey, everybody, how are you?
Great.
Good to see y'all. My name is Tammy Stith, and I'm the administrator of WBC and OBT. And I got a few little updates for you. And I didn't bring any slides today. You just got me. So anyway, OBT. Paige is doing this great thing. Paige Hatcher is our Director of Assisted Living, and she's putting together a panel. And that panel of all of us, which will include wellness, Axe Home Care, Rehab, OBT, and WBC, we're going to come together and answer questions for you all. And so talk about what goes on in the different levels of healthcare. So that's going to be slated for March the 27th at 3:30, and of course you'll get that posted. So you'll all have plenty of notice of when to come to that. Also, Paige is going to be presenting at Friday Morning Coffee, and that's February 7th at 9:30. So be there. She's going to talk about everything OBT. And if you have questions, she said, please go ahead and send her an email with any questions you may have to Paige, that's PAIGE, .hatcher@axlife.com. .org. I forget where I am. It's a commercial. So anyway, so if you'll do that, and then some other things that we've got going on in OBT right now, of course, the coldest week of the year, right? So we had a breaker go out on OBT's second floor in the hallway. So Stephen got an emergency breaker ordered. They're going to get that repaired. Temperatures have been fine. We are monitoring those very closely. But on that far end, the new section of OBT, it's a little bit cooler down there, but it's comfortable. So that's what's happening over there. Now, in WBC, we got our new chairs and tables for our dining room. So we are thrilled about that, and they're beautiful. Come over and see them. We like to show them off. Also, I heard some Lanier college talk, but Lanier Tech has reached out to me, and they have a new Hall County program for nursing. So they would like to come out and tour, so you'll see me touring them around, and hopefully very soon be getting their students in for a rotation through LVE. So we're excited about that. And then some other things are going on. We got our renovations going on to our kitchenettes in WBC. So again, when you come see those tables and chairs, come look at those little kitchenettes. Those are work in progress. So we're very proud of those too. And then when you do come over, this is flu season, right? We do have some cases of the flu. So I encourage everybody to wear a mask, good hand washing and such. But please, when you're over, and if you're not feeling well that day, please wait until you feel better to come over. And that's for your protection and the protection of our residents. So thank you for that. And then one last thing is we do have a new RN supervisor. Her name is Trakina Moore. So Trakina will be over on WBC too. So when you come for your visit, we're just going to show you everything, including Trakina. So thank you, and we'll have our leader up here. Thank you.
Am I good to go, John? Are these off? All right. Great information so far. Couple updates. Resident Technology Group. So 4 residents have volunteered. Jeremiah has met with them, 2 of them and then 2 of them individually, and got a plan in place to start. And Jeremiah, if he's going to utilize a resident volunteer for something easy in your apartment, he'll let you know in advance. We're trying to help out Jeremiah so he can focus on some other things that are important as well. So we're going to continue to build this group, but it's great to have the volunteers. Sustainability Committee, we do have chair people, 2 residents and Stephen Anderson, and there's 12 committee members. We're going to break those committee members, all of us, into 4 groups, We will get together individually in groups and pitch an idea of sustainability to the entire group. We'll vote on it, we'll decide what we're going to move forward with, and we'll start moving forward with projects, starting 4 of them, because we're going to have the 4 groups. So that's going to be coming forward in early 2025, this quarter. I do have some pictures from our in-house drone magnificent resident on Winter Storm Cora. That's just an overview. He went out the next day after the main storm. It's very pretty, yes. It's just another one, pretty. This happens to be from our most recent storm. This is Westminster Village in Spanish Fort, Alabama, right by Mobile, Alabama. They got 8 inches of snow. There hasn't snowed there in 10 years. So and it's never had that much snow. But the executive director there, I asked him how things were going. He started sending me a few pictures, and I thought they were beautiful. So this is one of them. And this is from yesterday morning. This is another from them. And here's a third that he sent from Westminster Village. So pretty neat. Scam Central, I'm going to play a short video.
Financial exploitation and fraud costs older Americans billions of dollars in direct losses every year. Hi, or improper use of an older adult's money, property, or belongings for personal use. There are a lot of scams out there. Some of the top scams affecting older adults today are tech support scams, imposter scams, whether that be a family member or a friend, romance scams. And we also can't forget about investment scams. Those are the 4 top scams impacting older adults. Scams are changing every day. Criminal groups are becoming so sophisticated. They're even using generative AI to make their scams just that much more convincing. Anyone of any age can be a victim of financial exploitation or fraud. We need to be mindful that we don't use victim-blaming language when we're interacting with people who've experienced these horrible crimes.
Short and sweet, but so important. Don't be ashamed to come see one of us if you've got something questionable happening. Within the last couple of months, I had something at our house. We received an envelope from an address in, I think, Texas. And inside the envelope was a tiny, small square of cardboard, and that was it. So I said, it was addressed to my wife, so I said, Trish, be sure to keep this, because you never know. We might get an invoice from a company in Texas saying, you owe $150 for something that we mailed to you on blah, blah, blah. It was delivered to your home. I reached out to the address, I Googled the address, I try to be big on scams, and got a hold of the company that was at that address, and they said, we have no idea what you were sent. So we're just going to keep an eye out for something coming in the future. But please don't be ashamed. Come see one of us, leadership team member, and we can help. Okay or not okay, here we go, this month. An exit door out of the big house is propped open with a stone or stick. Not okay. With critters, with freezing cold weather, just with a variety of things. With safety, obviously, anyone can get in. So please, if you see that, pull the stone or stick out and throw it away. Don't let that happen. A resident or team member notifies the wellness suite or any department head that a resident is acting differently than normal. That's okay, right? Don't feel like they're going to be mad at you because you're pointing out that they acted a little differently yesterday. If we jump on something quick enough, urinary tract infection, it could be anything. But let's jump on it as quickly as possible to get them back to where they were or even better. A resident or team member attends meetings and is in crowded spaces and close to others when they are not feeling well. Not wise, not okay. You know that I wasn't feeling well last week. I tried to stay away from everybody as much as possible. And when I was out and about, I wore a mask. So please do the same. You could be out and about. I was tested as well, and I would suggest that, to be tested for COVID and flu, just to be safe. But but cover up or stay in your place. A resident has a candlelit dinner with real candles. Not okay. Too dangerous. We might forget to put them out. They might catch something on fire. Just, no, it's not okay. An independent living resident asks administration if they can be given a personal tour of OBT or Willowbrook Court. It's great, right? We're encouraging that. Paige is doing a lot in that area. The more you visit those areas, the more comfortable you'll feel visiting your friends when they're there, or if you have the need in the future. So please do. And that's it. So they give such great information that I don't have to give much, which is wonderful. So thank you, team. Strother, yes?
I'd like to let people know on Netflix there's a movie called Man on the Inside. And it's a wonderful movie. It takes place in a retirement community. It's a really nice movie.
That's the one with Ted Danson? It's a series of, I think, 5 or 6, maybe 7 episodes. Short episodes, 30 to 40 minutes. Pretty funny. Pretty funny. Man on the inside. We've talked about it as our leadership team. We think we've got a few men on the inside here. Yeah. But. Now, if you have further questions, get them to me. Get them to your floor rep for the Ask the Director monthly meetings. But we're going to be staying after for a few minutes as well. But thank you for coming today and have a great rest of your day.